Maybe you're like me. You missed out on backing this game during its crowdfunding days. But you wanted to buy one. So you've been searching online and you finally found one at a reasonable price. So you click purchase. And the box finally comes home. And you open this majestic beast. But the first thing you think of is, how am I supposed to organize all this? Honestly, this game should have come with a rulebook on how to put everything back together. But it didn't. So if you're anything like me, the first thing you do is you go on YouTube and you type how to rebox Castles of Burgundy. But you don't want to watch all those videos because those are the people who bought it during the crowdfunding days. So they have those fancy acrylic tokens, they have those fancy miniatures, and you don't want to see all that. You just spend good money buying this, and you want to be happy with your purchase. If that rings a bell for you, this video is for you. This is the retail edition of Castles of Burgundy Special Edition. None of that fancy acrylic tiles, none of that miniatures, just the stuff that comes with this box. Welcome to the Rulebook, the channel that doesn't just explain how to play the games, but how to box them back in. Let's start with the bottom tray. This is where most of what I like to call the optional expansion content will go. You got this little nice outline here where the Vineyard Depot will fit, and this little spot is for your 2 border post tiles. Here's the middle section. Dump your 18 shield tiles in one, and your 24 vine bonus tiles in the other one. Put the Vineyard store board just above them to lock them in. Then just above those, put your 4 Vineyard boards. And this little groove here, your 12 trade route tiles. And just above them, your 17 Chatoma cards. Now grab the dark green cloth bag. Not the light green one, that's for the livestock tiles later. Put the 51 double hex tiles in the dark green bag. Give it a gentle shake and a pat. Make sure they're all lying flat so that the lids will sit flush. Put it on the top right panel. And that's it for the bottom layer. Notice this offset group on the right side. Get the lid that has that offset and put it on and gently lower it down this pit. Our first layer is done with the non-essential expansions. You only need to take this layer out if you want to play with any other expansions or add a Chatoma to your game. Now before moving on to the second tray, I like to put in between them what I like to call the flimsy boards. 2 solo boards and the 4 team game boards. Start with the Chatoma board since that's the biggest. Then put the rest in any order. Now the middle tray. So this is the easiest tray because the box came like this. Castle miniatures, your 4 victory point miniatures, hundreds of duchy boards, and the 4 board overlays on top. This layer has the top and bottom grooves on the side, so grab the appropriate lid, put it on, and slide it in. The final tray is actually 2 trays in one. Let's start out with a small one. I think this is pretty genius that they kept it separated. When you're playing the game, you can just pull this small tray out and put it next to the board, since you'll need what's inside it in between refillings. Silver coins here, and man, these coins just feel so good. Worker tokens here. Now let's get on to the tiles. There are 2 types of tiles in the game, fixed tiles and varied tiles. Fixed tiles are always the same for their color. There is no variety to them. Those go right here in this mini tray. Varied tiles change from tile to tile, so those go into drawbacks that you'll shuffle up. And remember, the black back tiles get their own dedicated bag, so don't mix them up with the other colored tiles. On the right here, you got your 5 hex tiles from the Inns expansion, the white border ones. Then 20 blue ship tiles in one of these panels. They fit pretty nicely. 14 burgundy tiles in this one. 10 gray mine tiles here. There's a lot of extra space in between these 2 sections. You can leave them empty or do something extra, which I'll show in a second. For this 4th slot, if you like separating out the expansion tiles, you can put your 4 additional hex tiles from the 2nd expansion and then 9 hex tiles from the White Castle expansion in here. But I personally like to mix them up into the drawbacks since they're always part of my games. Now let's get to the big section. This is where your 4 drawbacks will go. I also put the 4 help sheets and the Chatoma help sheet in here since they fit quite nicely. Livestock tiles in the green bag. building tiles in the beige one, monastery tiles in the yellow, and the black tiles in the black bag. Now here's the thing, it's going to be a tight fit. Give a gentle shake and a pat on each bag, and make sure that none of the tiles inside are standing vertical. You don't want them crushed. The two largest bags are the black and the beige one. Put them in first. Fit them in nicely. Then the yellow and the green on top. This should fit snugly. I used to just do this and move on. But because I'm pretty OCD about these tiles breaking, what I started doing recently is emptying out some of the black and beige tiles into the extra spaces on the small tray. This makes the bags fit much more comfortably in this section. Setup does take slightly longer by doing this, but you can tell which tiles to grab by the color of the edges. It seeps through a bit. Now let's get to the last section here. 4 turn order markers stacked up, 4 victory point standees that you'll probably never use. Put them in this one, and you can stick the plastic bases in them too, it'll still all fit. 4 victory point tiles, all in the same order of colors if you're OCD. Dice go here, white die first, then pairs of each color. And again, same order if you're OCD. Tray good tiles here, there's 42 in total. So let's put about 21 in each row. And I always like to mix these up before putting them away so they are shuffled for the next time. And if you play with the Chotoma often as I do, I recommend pulling out one of each number and putting them at the end of a row. The Chotoma always starts with one of each. And last but not least, the bonus tiles. Whether you're OCD or not, I do recommend putting these in the right order for easy setup in your next game. I always put the 2, 3, 4 tiles underneath the 5, 6, 7 ones, since that's how you set up the game. And looking at the board, it starts with beige, then burgundy, then yellow, black, blue, and green. So I put them in that order. Grab the last lid, make sure the bags don't cause a lid lift, put it in the box. We are almost all finished. So then the 4-player boards go in, grab your big game board, fold it up nicely, and hopefully you didn't throw away the foam that came with the box. If you did, it's fine, but the game board fits right inside it, so put that in next. Rulebook on top, and done. Castles of Burgundy Special Edition, all cleaned up and ready for the next time you play. Castles of Burgundy. This right now is probably one of my most favorite board games of all time. And I freaking love this box. Usually, there's a controversy around big boxes because they make it more difficult to set up. But I haven't found that to be the case here. This box here, the way that they designed it, to me, it makes the setup much easier. Quick update. In case you've been living in a cave, Awakened Realms announced they're making a special edition of Concordia, and the crowdfund campaign launches June 9th of this year. I'll definitely be placing an order for that as soon as it's live, but what's even better, they've announced Castles of Burgundy and Puerto Rico Special Edition as optional add-ons as part of this campaign. So if you haven't picked up the Castles of Burgundy Special Edition yet, be on the lookout for this campaign, it's on GameFound. I'll be picking up the acrylic tiles for this game, as well as a special playmat. Along with Concordia and Puerto Rico as long as my wife doesn't find out. The miniatures I'm not so sure about, to be honest. Even with this game, I rarely use the castle miniatures that came with it. Anyways, will you be picking anything up during the Concordia campaign? Do you think miniatures add or detract from the gameplay? Perhaps you'll be able to convince me otherwise. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's in the rulebook.